Hey guys, KyurenOh here with another review. This time I'm doing the Kyutama Gattai 01, 03, 05, 07, 09 Deluxe KyurenOh from Uchu Sentai Kyuranger. This is the main mecha for the Kyurangers, which is comprised of 5 vehicles. So this includes several things, 5 Voyagers, and 5 Kyutama. So, let's get started. So first up we'll take a look at the 5 included Kyutama. First up is Kyutama 01, the Shishi Kyutama, which is based on the Leo constellation. So you can see the 01 sticker down here, and the clear red orb, or globe, with the 2 fractured halves of the image on the front and back, and if we Mawa slide it, we get the completed lion face. Now for comparison, here's next to the Shishi Kyutama that came with the Seiza Blaster. You can see, for the most part, they are the same, and do have the same pin combination, though the one that came with the Seiza Blaster has the pin combination plate done in clear plastic, whereas for this one it's done same metallic gray as the rest of the base. And there is another difference that we'll get to once we combine the 5 Voyagers together into KyurenOh. Next is Kyutama 03, the Okami Kyutama, which is based on the Lupus constellation. She's sticker down here with 03. And the 2 halves of the fractured image. Then we can Mawa slide it and get the completed wolf face. After that is Kyutama 05, the Oushi Kyutama, which is based on the Taurus constellation. So for this one you can see the 05 constellation, but because it's for Oushi Black, and since this is a black Kyutama, they instead have the numbering in black, while the background is in white, as contrasted to the rest of them, where all the backgrounds are black. So you can see the fractured halves of the image on both sides. Then we Mawa slide it, and you get the completed bullhead. Next is Kyutama 07, the Chameleon Kyutama, which is based on the Chameleon constellation. You got the sticker here with 07 on it, 2 fractured halves of the image. Then we Mawa slide it, and get the completed Chameleon. And finally we have Kyutama 09, the Kariki Kyutama, which is based on the Dorado constellation. So, you can see 09 here on the sticker, the 2 halves of the fractured image. Then we Mawa slide it, and get the completed swordfish. As you can see, they went for an interesting scheme for this, whereas instead of having these be the first 5 Kyutama, they instead decided to go for having the odd-numbered Kyutamas be used for this combination. Next, we can try the Kyutama with the Deluxe Seiza Blaster, though for simplicity's sake, I'll only be demonstrating these with the modes where they make unique sounds, which are the change, attack, go, and control modes. So, first will be the Shishi Kyutama. Next is the Okami Kyutama. Next is the Uchu Kyutama. Next is the Chameleon Kyutama. And finally, the Gattai Kyutama. Next, we'll look at the Voyagers one by one, starting with the Shishi Voyager, used by Shishi Red. So, for each one, in order to complete it, you need to install the respective Kyutama. So, to install the Kyutama on the Shishi Voyager, you take it, flip it upside down, then plug it into this port on the back, where this part on the side will fill out the circle surrounding it. And there you have the Shishi Voyager. So, this is a big line-shaped spaceship, which is done up in red, black, and metallic gray plastic. And you can see some metallic gray, gold, green, and orange paint throughout. You can see the head, which has a nice looking lion's mane, well, some nice metallic green eyes and a forehead gem. You can see these claws out on the sides. Has some struts on the bottom, and boosters on the sides and back. You also see a lot of nice technological detailing throughout it, on both the painted and non-painted parts. Looking at the bottom, you can see that it has a battery pack, as this has electronic lights and sounds, which requires a screwdriver to open, and this takes 2 AAA batteries. You've got the speaker here, and the power switch right here. So, if we switch on, we can get some sounds out of it. Or lights and sounds, rather. So you'll see the Kyutama on the back lights up. And in this mode, if we press this button near the head, it'll cycle through several sounds. And after that, which was the last sound, it'll cycle back to the beginning.
Hey, the ducking!
Next is the Okami Voyager. To install its Kyutama, take it, flip it around, and plug it onto the back in this port. And there you have the Okami Voyager. So, as you can see, it's a mechanical looking wolf. It's actually done up entirely in metallic gray plastic, as all the other colors are paint. But you can see some blue throughout the heads and legs, and a cool little bit of detail is that for all the parts that are painted blue, they have a furry texture to them. So you can see the wolf head here, some nice yellow eyes there, and a little bit of yellow paint on one side that gives it some interesting asymmetry. You can open up its mouth, revealing its jaws and teeth, as well as rotate its head side to side and up and down. You've got the legs, which have the patches of fur on the sides, though these are unarticulated with the exception of the back legs being able to move inwards for the transformation. And then you have the Kyutama on the back. Next is the Uchu Voyager. And to install its Kyutama, it's the same as with the Okami Voyager, where you just install it on this port on the back. And there you have the Uchu Voyager. So, as you can see, it's a mechanical bull, but it's also somewhat crossed with a tank, as it has some caterpillar treads along the sides, both with these two pairs of three, and then a singular pair of two in the back section. You can see the horns and the singular visor, which is done in metallic brown, and just uses black and metallic gray plastic, with some also with some bits of metallic red paint throughout. And for this one, it does have 3 wheels on the bottom, so it can roll forward and backwards. You can also move its head up and down, rotate it side to side, and actually adjust the horns a little bit. And the mouth can be opened and closed. Next is the Chameleon Voyager. You install its Kyutama. You want to take it and rotate it so that the outer ring is facing downwards. Then lower down this part, plug it on like so, and then close it up so that it has this part around the outer ring. And there you have the Chameleon Voyager. So as you can see, it's done up just about entirely in green plastic. You also see some metallic brown, as well as metallic red, silver, and a little bit of orange. You can see the nice looking chameleon eyes. It's also got some mechanical struts on the bottom, as well as mechanical detailing on the sides. And this has a little gimmick where you can open up its mouth and pull out a small chameleon tongue, which is metallic gray. And last but not least is the Gattai Voyager. So to install its Kyutama, it is the same as for the Chameleon Voyager, where you just plug it onto the back, with this part facing down. And there you have the Gattai Voyager. So you can see it's a nice yellow swordfish, with some metallic gray parts, a little bit of yellow paint on one side of the upper fin that's not on the other, giving once again some interesting and unique asymmetry rather. A little bit of paint on the side to carry on the yellow. Also has some nice metallic blue eyes. And for it doesn't really have any sort of articulation, though, you can take the front kind of sword or nose and move it up and down, though that's mainly for the transformation. Now that we've looked at all the components, we can get to combining them. So, to start off, you want to take Gattai Voyager and flip it around 180 degrees. Then, fold down the back struts, rotate around the shoulders 180 degrees, rotate down the head on this diagonal joint. Then press and hold this button to switch it to KyurenOh mode.
KyurenOh!
Next, take Okami Voyager, fold up the head, and fold in the back legs. And do the same for Uchu Voyager. For Chameleon Voyager, take the back struts and fold them forward until they click into place. Then rotate the body around 180 degrees. And for Gattai Voyager, we don't really have to do anything, just set it on its side. So, there, we'll take the Kyutama and plug them into these ports on the arms and legs. Then we'll stand it up, open the camera, and fold down the face. And here we have KyurenOh. So if you take a closer look, you now see the face that's been folded down from the head, as well as how the parts each form their own arm or limb. And for each of them, the kind of outer half of the globe is completed by a silver section or metallic gray section on the sides. You can also see it has a little bit of asymmetry as well, with one leg having this painted orange part on the outside, whereas the other one has this painted brown side on the inside, or painted brown part. For the articulation, it's just limited to the arms, which can be rotated 360 degrees. One of the odd things is the angles that they're on, to where when you have them all the way up, because they're mounted from the front and not kind of going directly into the bottom, it makes them look a little bit awkward if you have them raised up 90 degrees. So the best composing you can get is either having one arm or both tilted at a 45 degree angle. As you can see, it also has a light up gimmick, wherein LEDs light up the individual Kyutama. And it has an interesting scheme in terms of how it's piloted, because with these, the basic idea is that the Kyuranger, instead of being all together in one cockpit, instead pilot their individual sections of the mech from their different Kyutama cockpits. And if we light up again, we can actually see that it lights up images of them in the cockpits. And for that second press, that's basically a kind of walking mode. Now if you press it a third time, that will activate the Super Galaxy, which is the finishing attack.
Super Galaxy!
Now if you press it one more, or if you press and hold the button a third time, or second time I guess, that'll activate the Kyutama roulette mode. So, you press and hold it, and the light will cycle through the 5 different Kyutama. Then we can press the button again to stop it. And then it'll randomly land on one of the Kyutama. And what this is, it's basically a sort of little game mode, which is meant as a luck or fortune teller. And the answers, or basically what each one means, is stated within the instructions, but it's in Japanese. And it actually does also include luck answers or fortunes for the other 4 main Voyagers. But for the most part, it really is just a little mini game. So we can get back.
Voyager,
to KyurenOh mode, where we can get to the next and probably biggest gimmick about this, which is that any of the limbs can be either a left arm, left leg, or right leg. So for example, I'm going to flip this down and take off the limbs. And swap them around. So, turn Okami Voyager into an arm, we'll flip down the head, rotate it, then attach it up here. Then for Uchu Voyager, we'll do the same but rotate in the opposite direction. For Chameleon Voyager, we'll take the mouth and open it up and rotate this forward. And for Gattai Voyager, we'll flip that like so and turn this forward. And get a new formation of KyurenOh. Or if you want to, we could even diagonal swap them. Basically flipping around their positions in the initial formation, making the right arms, or rather making the right limbs left limbs, and vice versa. So with these, you can mix and match and make your own personal make your own unique combinations. And there are a lot because you can use any of the limb Voyagers as any of the 4 limbs. And so with the other Voyagers you get, that will also increase. Lastly, I'm going to dim my lights real quick so I can show you guys the images in the Kyutama up close, as well as show you guys the images for the Kyutama from the Seiza Blaster and the Boenkyo Kyutama. So next I'll change it out for the Kyutama from the Seiza Blaster.
Super Galaxy!
And you can see that it is a lion's spout, a lion's face, or an image of a roaring lion. And then here is the Boenkyo Kyutama. And you can see that it was basically an image of the lens of a telescope looking at some stars. And there we go. Overall, KyurenOh is an excellent set. While the individual Voyagers don't do too much on their own, aside from Uchu Voyager, which has electronics, they more than make up for it with the combination, which, while pretty simple, does have its nice perks, with the lights that illuminate those images inside the Kyutama, as well as being able to mix and match limbs and have any of the limb Voyagers be any of the 4 limbs, which allows for tons and tons of combinations. Not only that, but you get 5 Kyutama in the set, And even though the Seizo Blaster already included a Kyutama, that does have a different image from the one here, and you get 4 additional Kyutama. That gives you over half of the team, or over half of the main team's transformation Kyutama. So, overall this is definitely recommended to any fan of Kyuranger, whether you're buying it primarily for the mech or primarily for the Kyutama themselves. Next time I'll be reviewing the Deluxe Gacha Gear Dual Beta. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and or comment, and subscribe to keep up with my latest videos. And for now, this is KyurenOh, writing off.